Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I said yesterday in my last video that I would do another one today as an apology for missing last week and then not uploading on Wednesday like I was supposed to because of technology issues and YouTube. So I did some today, and really annoyingly my dyslexia went through the roof, so there are a few reading mistakes and pronunciation mistakes. I'm not actually reading off a script right now. I cannot read for the life of me, so I'm just making it up as I go. So I'm really sorry about everything. I hope you guys can support me and forgive me about missing some upload schedules. But I tried not to, but there's been a huge amount of technology issues so I'm gonna stop before this gets too long. Anyway, enjoy the video, thank you. This is an Alastor reader fanfiction written by the Madam on AO3 called The Fireside. A small smile plays on your lips as you slip your oversized hoodie over your frame. You pat it down briefly before slipping on each thigh high, excited to make your way to the lounge. Alastor and you had developed a new nightly routine as of late. He would read quietly by the fire as you sat at his feet. Sometimes you drew, other times you'd read as well. Often you found yourself content just to lean on his legs and watch the fire burn, lost in your thoughts. Tonight would definitely be one of those nights, too exhausted to focus on anything leisure. You slip out of your bedroom and quietly pat down the hallway. Your penguin slippers provide a soft scuffle as you approach the door to the room you sought. Alastor was already there, as he was every night. The fire crackled softly as you shuffled your way over to your designated spot on the floor beside him. You kneeled down next to his feet as he greets you. "Good evening, dear," he mumbles, looking up from his book. Half of what he read hardly intrigued you, which was fair. Your young adult romance novels were not up his alley either. But still, he humoured you as you read your funny or sweet excerpts on occasion, usually following a fit of giggles or a soft blush that plastered your face. "No book this evening?" he inquires. How he knew this much without looking up was beyond you, but as were most things with him. You wished you could just slide over the arm of his wingback chair and slip into his lap. However, that was not in the cards. He only very rarely let you sit there when the mood struck him. You were content with whatever amount of affection you would get from him. Just being in his presence was enough. "No, not tonight," you replied with a yawn. A content sigh escapes you as you rest your head in his lap for a moment. "Far too tired, It was rhetorical. That was usually the case when you didn't bring anything to entertain you by his side. You hum softly in response as something gently nudges your shoulder. "Here, darling," he says softly as you turn towards him. A brush rests in his palm. You take it from him and get to work on your long locks. Another bit of a routine. He loved watching you comb through your hair, one of his favourite parts about you. He was always complimenting the long strands that flow from your scalp, a symbol of traditional beauty. He wasn't a man of many traditions, but stickier for the ones he was. 100 brushes, love," he chuckles, as he flips to the next page of his book. You giggle quietly and zone out to the fire as you run the brush through your locks. With gentle tugs, you work the knots out of the base and slowly work your way up, resting your head against his knee all the while. It was nice just to sit in silence sometimes, especially with Alastor as your company. His soft static and occasional scoff was all the noise you needed to accompany such an endeavour. Very rarely did you hum a tune in your head, embarrassed by singing around others. He said you had a marvellous voice, but you begged to differ. "You sound different to yourself, dear," he always said. Your thoughts were cut short as you feel his hand grasp yours. "Come here, darling," he says with a motion to the spot between your legs. You oblige silently as you hand off the brush to him. Soft jazz fills the room as you settle in, and he takes the decently sized chunk of your hair to brush out. You mew softly at the sensation. It always feels better when someone else brushes your hair, no? How you never complain if your arm being tied is beyond me, he laughs. Perhaps I'm just used to it, you giggle as you gaze into the fire once more. Forever burning if he wills it, how amazing it must be to have such magic and power. You tilted your head back as he brushes your scalp, closing your eyes to reveal his soft ministrations. It felt so good and you could almost purr. He runs the brush through your hair from scalp to end after having worked out all the kinks. Soft noises escape from your throat at his actions, hardly aware you're making them. He chuckles at you as you place a soft kiss on your forehead when he's done. There, all done, he murmurs. Thank you, Alastor. You sigh as you slump against the chair and lean the rest of your head on his leg once more. No, darling. He gently chides as you scoot around to get a better look at him. Come here. I'm feeling a need for you, he says as he slips a hand under your arms to grip you. That was one of your favourite things about him, his large warm hands and how strong they were. He picks you up like a doll, and comparatively, you are. He is so much larger than you as he places you on to his lap. You slip your legs onto either side of his hips in a straddle. He tucks your head under his chin as you drape your arms around his shoulders. A happy sigh leaves you while you snuggle into his neck. His hand cards through your hair and a soft jazz continues to play. You're vaguely aware of him wishing you a good night before placing a soft kiss on the top of your head. You drift off to sleep in the warmth of the fire in Alastor's arms as he picks up his book to continue where he left off.